Right, let's bring in our reporters Manqoba Mchunu, who is in Johannesburg, Siphamandla Goge at Nasrec, and Aviwe Mtila is in Cape Town. They've been tracking various stories for us throughout the course of the day. Sipa, let's start with you. You have been spending the day in Nasrec in Johannesburg, where the ANC was taking the media on that walkabout of the venue. It was also discussing its state of readiness for its elective conference taking place next week. So, Sipa, are they saying they're ready despite all the drama from the last couple of days and next Tuesday's parliamentary debate on that Phala report?
Well, absolutely. They say it's all systems go according to them. Today's tour was mainly about logistics and technicalities of what is going to happen, where and how. We've been able to go inside the plenary hall where it will all play out, a repeat of 2017 really, where this conference was held in 2017. Basically, they say it's all systems go, but they are going to give us a detailed breakdown of the number of delegates who will be coming in here. But in the midst or during that walkabout, there was that question about stage 6 load shedding. The ANC is the governing party. Their shareholder ministry is responsible for Eskom. We asked them whether something drastic has to happen with their shareholder minister and also the CEO of Eskom. This is how Pulemabe responded to Eskom stage 6 load shedding that is being implemented. Let's take a listen.
Even on energy, we are quite concerned as well. We are quite concerned that we are now hitting stage 6. I mean, I was not aware. Siphamandla made me aware that we are now hitting stage 6 of load shedding. This is quite concerning. I don't think it's enough for us to keep on calling on Eskom. I think South Africans expect action from the ANC. So, I mean, our deployees in government must act. Now we can no longer say we can't keep on calling. We have called on Eskom, we have called on boards. I think it's now time for action. It's time for action because industries are being affected. Yourselves in the media space are being affected. Our own health, our own health infrastructure, a number of almost the whole public life is being affected by this.
Well, he's right about one thing, Sipa. South Africans are expecting the ANC to act. Let's go to Manqoba now, who's covering the search for congregants who drowned in the Yaqske River during a baptism ceremony at the weekend. Manqoba, the search was suspended on Monday, of course, due to that hailstorm. Anything positive that rescue operators can tell anxious families today?
Well, nothing, Masiho, at this particular point, but we do know that search and recovery efforts have resumed again. You recall that yesterday we did see those EMS teams as well as search and recovery officials going back to the Sandspruit River just to search and see perhaps if they could find any of those that are still unaccounted for. What we're hearing from Johannesburg Emergency Services at this stage, Masiho, is that there are 3 people that they're still searching for. This is after some of the families have come to them saying that they still have not located their loved ones. We know that 13 of those that perished have since been identified by their families, but those families have come to the Johannesburg Emergency Services saying that out of the 13 people that have been identified, they have not been able to locate their families. In fact, we are told by EMS that one of the families approached them this morning telling them that they've been to hospitals, they've been to mortuaries trying to find their loved ones, but they still have not been able to find them. So they're saying, Maseko, that search and recovery effort is going to continue. They are currently on the site where they are searching, scouring the Sandspruit River, which is a river that leads, Maseko, to the Yaqske River itself. So it's one of the smaller rivers that ultimately feeds to the Yaqske River, and this is where they believe that those congregants could have washed up. But earlier on we spoke to the EMS about these operations, and Kolile Kumalo from the Johannesburg EMS officials saying that they are going to continue with this search. Take a listen to what she had to say earlier on.
The search will continue today. The team is already at the starting point, which is where they ended, where they called off the search yesterday around Eglin Road in Sunning Hill, around the prison. So they will go down from Sands River, go down the road to where the river meets Yaqske River. We'll have more information as to how they're going to proceed from there. But the team is on the ground right now.
All right, and Aviwe is live for us in Cape Town at the Hanks Old Irish pub, where a patron, Tabiso Sodanga, was allegedly kicked out as a black man because bouncers told him he would only be allowed into the establishment with a white man. Aviwe, have you visited the pub yet? And if yes, as a black man, did they allow you in without a white human escort?
Well, the only reason that they haven't allowed me in, Maseko, is because they are closed indefinitely. There's a sign outside the door there that details, of course, the incident. It's that very notification from the legal team of Hank's Old Irish pub that states that the alleged incident and the racism that is alleged is unfound and untrue, mentioning that for the last 30 years they've accepted people of all color and don't racially discriminate. But of course we did catch up with Christopher Logan, the gentleman who stood up for one of his close friends, Tabiso Sodanga, mentioning in fact that since that incident, on the video that went viral, moments later they were assaulted after they refused to leave the premises, saying that they wanted the police to be there and they want an apology. I just want to take a listen to the conversation that we had with Christopher Logan, who went on to mention that they're also seeking legal advice after they got assaulted. They have their own charges in place and also have been offered legal services by advocate Tembeka Ngcukaitobe. Let's just take a listen to Christopher Logan.
After the video that's now gone viral, we sat down at Hanks, and the second owner arrived, who was far more aggressive and dismissive, and essentially told us to get out. He wasn't interested in dealing with this, and then proceeded to try to forcefully remove us from the premises with the help of his bouncers, and that obviously led to a confrontation. We said we're not going, we're calling the police, and then they physically assaulted us. We've laid charges with the police, but I really don't want the assault matter to overshadow what's most important here, and that's to do with racism that Tabiso faced, racism at Hanks, and racism as a broader issue within this country.
All right, that was your All Angles Lunchtime update on eNCA with reporters Siphamandla Goge, Manqoba, Mchunu and Aviwe Mtila. Thank you, gentlemen. Let's leave it there for now.